And so I just find it bizarre that we're even having this hearing. And one of the things that I do think is important to emphasize is that this single most impactful thing that happened during those two hurricanes that happened in the October timeframe was the disinformation that dissuaded people in emergency situations from going and getting individual aid in their homes. I don't know how many people felt like they didn't get direct service from FEMA or other emergency responders. But what we do know, because the data tells us, is that there was a disinformation campaign by the candidate who was running for president, members of this committee who were spreading disinformation. And we know that thousands of people in North Carolina and across the South and Florida didn't even go and ask for assistance, even though they qualified for emergency assistance for housing, for hotels, for food, and things like that. So if we want to talk about threats to emergency response, emergency management to our communities, let's talk about one of the biggest threats, which is disinformation and eating away at the emergency services that help our communities. And I want to just close on this note, because I believe that the purpose of this committee is actually the real pretext of what's going on here is that we know, as was just stated by my friend across the aisle, that on January 20th, a new day is coming. And one of the things that we know is that a conservative agenda was put forward by the Heritage Foundation and others in Project 2025, and it called for the privatization, shrinking, and the doing away with certain parts of FEMA and emergency insurance. They are trying to distract from the fact that they know that is what's coming, that is part of the plan. They have not passed an emergency package that they were calling for to help our communities just a month and a half ago, that suddenly, well, we can't pass legislation because we don't need to get it done. So I think it's really important that the American people understand what this is. We are going to have to fight to protect our federal employees against what we know is going to be an active purge. And I want to say to all of you and to all of our first responders out there, thank you for the jobs that you do. Thank you for the lives that you save. We appreciate you so, so much, and we're going to fight for you.
Chair now recognizes Ms. Greene from Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. While Democrats are complaining about this lengthy hearing and about President Trump coming in and slashing and reducing the size of government, I just want to say let the purge begin, because there's people that are homeless right now in Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, Georgia, and it's not, misinformation is not the most dangerous thing facing us. It's right now pretty much the federal government and the failure to the American people.